In this video I made Doodle Jump realistic. When the game was released in 2009, phones looked like this. But now it's 2023 and phones look like this. So why hasn't Doodle Jump improved? Well, to be fair, there was an HD version and a second part of Doodle Jump. But I only found out about them while doing research for this video. And I mean, we don't want HD, we want RTX. So here is how I made Doodle Jump with RTX on in 4 days. On day 1 I launched Blender and started by modeling the character. Wait, his name is really Doodle the Doodler? Alright. The shape was relatively easy to model. Then I used sculpting to make his eyes. And I gave him loads of wrinkles because I mean he's turning 14 this year. That's at least 60 in Doodler years. And I mean he's been through a lot over the years. Next I sculpted his pants and his feet. That's probably the most disgusting thing I've ever modeled, but I promise you the textures will make it look way worse. Next I jumped into Substance Painter, baked the mesh maps and started creating the materials. So I applied the skin material. Let me just change the color. Okay, that made it a little less disturbing. Then I added some dirt and scratches and found this flesh material, which I used to give him some wounds. His nose or gun barrel or whatever it is must have also gotten a few scratches from shooting all the balls. For the pants I used a green fabric material and mixed in some dirt. And then the feet. Yeah, let's not talk about the feet. Back in Blender I gave him some eyes so he could stare right into your soul. On day 2 I created one of the monsters. It was a similar process to creating Doodle the Doodler, but the monster's got a mouth and teeth. In Substance Painter I gave it the same material, but made it blue and even more disturbing. Now I still had to model the spring that makes him jump higher, and the jetpack as well. The reference images looked like this, so I had to get creative. I even gave him this nice headrest. After adding materials, I had a finished jetpack. Then I realized I forgot the most important thing. The platforms. I used sculpting again to make the surface less flat, and I created a few different variations. In the game you have these brown broken platforms, so I cut a few of my platforms in half and used sculpting to make some cracks. I couldn't think of anything blue in nature, so I just used a rock material and made it blue. I also added some dirt. However, I could think of something green, so I used moss for the green platforms. The brown platforms are probably supposed to be made from dirt. At least I hope they are. On day 3 I started building the in-game world, which meant placing platforms for 3 hours straight. I screen recorded a game on my phone and used it as the background so that I could match the layout and movement in 3D space. Every time I had filled the screen I moved up the camera a bit, until I had this. Now I just had to animate Doodle the Doodler, which took like 6 hours. Then I keyframed the influence of a child off constraint to make the jetpack stick to him. I also animated the eye of the monster. On the last day I added a noise modifier to the rotation of the camera to make it a little shaky. I made the background using a brick texture for the check pattern. And then I scattered a few more platforms in the background and made them blurry using depth of field. Lastly I made the fire for the jetpack. Well, and that's basically it. In the end my computer rendered for 34 hours straight. So this is Doodle Jump with RTX on. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to download all of the assets I created, you should definitely join the Patreon.